also showed us tips on how to use it all, efficiently. And I didn't notice where, like, I noticed when it contributes, I just didn't know where it goes. And it's a star. It goes here. And apparently, I don't know what this does, but I assume it raises stats. It raises their base stats, to be exact. And I was like, oh, that's okay. Because I was doing it, but I wasn't really 100% sure what the benefit was. But I presume there was one, even if I couldn't identify it, which I suppose is accurate. So now I get why people have a breeding base. People mention they have a mining base, a cake base where the base just makes a whole bunch of cake, and then a breeding base. For me, this is my desolate church base. As you can see, like, look, the church is right there. Like, I'm incredibly close because nodes of ore drop here, and apparently, more you will achieve more ore from this node than a little setup that you have for them. So this is my breeding base, technically. This is where I do all my PAL stuff. So I breed my PALs here, I condense my PALs here, and I have my little surgery table to change or add passive skills, which, hi Anubis, which adds, a bit of, takes a little bit of coin. But for a year and a half of me playing Palworld, I didn't really use my gold for anything. So I have a good little safety net, and this is also where I farm. I mean, every single one of my bases has farming has farming these um plateaus, whatever. Every single one of my base has farming capabilities, and I farm every single one of my base because all your pals need food. I find it best efficient if they can make their own food, so. And I also have my pals that graze here. They graze here and at my second base. My second base is kind of my base 1.1 B. It's the part two to my main base. I needed stuff that I had to build that would not fit in my first base because of where I built my first base, which I do not regret. And so I kind of made a second base right there. So it's my junk drawer base, honestly. So they give me the extra resources that I need. So the only thing I've ever built in Palworld is really it's this. Like I built a little home, a little hutch for me, as you can see over there, just to have like my own personal space. And then a staircase for my pals to get up and down, you know. And they get up and down quite efficiently on this thing. And it's great. So I might add another honeybee, you know, have these two just stay within this because this is where I make my cakes. I make my cakes here because this is where I do all my PAL stuff here. This is also where I make my PAL spears. This is my PAL base, 100%. That will not change. I probably just will again find ways to be more efficient. This is also where I get my ore from. Most of my ore. This is where I get it from. I have ore in other bases, but I believe this base makes the utmost ore. And then my base up Masakura, that's my big base. That's my crude oil, my hexalite, my extract, all that good stuff, all that big power stuff. That's what that base is for. So I don't use those resources for anything that's little. All my resources, all my production stuff that I make that all at my main base. That's what those resources are for. So I already have every base has a reason. Just how this fifth base, that base is just for battling. That's it. So I drop my altar, I put my slab on, and we get out there and we make something shake. Okay, so that's what that base is for. I want to do another base just to build something aesthetically because I haven't done that because I didn't see the reason for it. Because it was just like it's just decor. If it added like a benefit to the base, and makes the house feel more home and stuff like that, then I would get into it. But when I'm looking at this big open space like this, I can't see it. I tell people all the time, like, look, I'm an interior designer. I can make anything look good. I can style anything. But architecture is different. Looking at something and seeing a blueprint for a space that's completely blank is a different type of skill. And it's not really my bag. Like, I could come up with something if I just sat and thought about it, but I don't want to. For me personally, wasted my time and energy. If I had friends in real life that played Palworld, I would just be like, hey, I've got a new base. Come in, do your thing, make it look nice. Because I would love to have the base be decorated, but I don't want to be the one to do it because it's just not what my brain is focused on. It's focused on more efficiency, and I can't see how the decor would add efficiency. That's really what it is. But then watching him do a base where he decorated, he added a second level, and the second level ultimately gave you more real estate, you know, because it's kind of like when you have an apartment and you're like, oh my goodness, I'm running out of floor space, you know, which at some point on your base you'll feel like I'm running out of floor space, and my pals, they're big, they have to move, which is why I think we should have pals that have high stats, but they're still physically small. You know, the bigger they get, the higher their stats. But I feel like someone that's small, like my little pup here, and Lulu, we need to get some pals that are small and have big stats. You like Anubis, like we need pals like that, you know, because every base isn't built in an area that allots you to have huge pals, you know? Some bases are, ooh, he actually has, hold up. I didn't peep that. Give me a second. Ooh, 1,500. Oh, baby. That's rich for my blood. Never mind. So that's like 1,500. Come on. No, thank you. Appreciate you, but no, thank you. So eventually your floor will be taken up. And so building up helps because kind of like in an apartment, you run out of floor space, so you start building on the walls. You put things on the walls. You start mounting things to get it off the floor, and it allots you more space to have more things. And so when I saw that, I was like, oh, nifty idea. But I'm not breaking down any of my bases. I'm so sorry. I have not even a little bit of me wants to do that. Maybe 2%, but 2% is not a lot. So I would rather just make a whole new base, which I was actually looking to. And I think based on his decor, which I think is really cute, the walls that he chose to use, I think I'll do it here because he has crude nodes in his wall, in his build as well. Crude nodes, the oil extract nodes. And that's what these markings are here. So I think I'll do one of these three because I was looking at these three when I was looking for someone to build my base, but I ultimately chose up here. I ultimately chose up there. And then of course I'm gonna build a base in the new territory when it comes. If I do build a base here, probably be in the purple area. They actually have pals that aren't all freaking out, but I haven't spent too much time here. I mean, spent more time than I'd like to, but not enough time where I actually want to live here. I don't think I want to live anywhere in this vicinity, just like the volcano. I have no bases on the volcano. I don't want to live there either. Or the desert, not there either. So because I like my bases to feel at home, feel safe. I am safe. My pals are safe because technically, when you're out in the world of Galapagos, you are either safe or unsafe. That varies and it changes quickly. But I want my bases to feel safe. That's why my raids are off. I don't, you know what I mean? So let me build my little podium. Do I have this podium here? I may not have built this podium here. I have this podium in about 2 bases, and that's it. I think I did have it here, and then I deconstructed it because I was like, what are you for? You've done nothing for me. But now it actually has a purpose. And things like this that's so neat, building something like this right here, it's in an area that your pals don't need it, so you don't have to take up space where you might have to put something that they need to use, right? So I definitely want to fix, where's my grazing little thing? My ranch. Yes. Fixed here, 100%. I'm gonna do another honeybee. I definitely have enough space for a honeybee. Cool. I don't like the constant lumbering thing. I don't. I really don't. I feel like it takes up most of their time because it spans every single day. I mean, what is a girl? Yes, fixated here. Mm-hmm. Does anything else? No. I really didn't put you in header log, honestly. It's not what I have you here for. To be ever so honest, I really put you in there to water the farm. Crazy. Transport. This is transport, yeah. Yeah. That's transport with the boxes. And that's grazing. I don't want you to transport. Alright, I'm gonna add another honeybee for more honey. Do I have a... Talk to me about our eggs. I think I have a lot of eggs because I bought them. Because I don't think I don't have a chickpea here. For sure. I don't have a chickpea here. Oh, but I love these ingredients. Look at this. This looks so good. Okay, I have my moo. Do I have my moo? I used to have a moo here. I don't anymore. Okay, so here. Who's my other grazer? Here, move you up. I have moo, but wait. I have a moo. I think my other moo is everyone's kind of organized by what they do, to be honest. So yeah, I think I'll put my moo here. Or actually, I'll probably do a chickpea. Do I? I do. I have chickpeas. Cool. Yeah. I'm sorry. That's crazy. You increase just a decrease? Hold on. I'm gonna change that. Okay. Oh, I can enter it on. Very nice. There we go. Now I like you. Like you very much. Hey, drops you there. Look at you, chunky monkey. All right. I don't have another moo. I do have another moo. It's at my second base. So I add the other. I did. I added the other honeybee. Give me a second. I just want to make sure that she's assigned where I want her to be assigned. Maybe I can assign them while they're sleeping. That's annoying. Yep. I always keep them at normal because the last thing I need is stressed out pals. I don't want that at all. You got one job. This is gathering, I think it is, right? You got one job. I want eggs from you. Eggs and nothing else. No mining, please. Thank you so much. My honeybee. No logging. I'm sorry. What is that? Oh, that's medicine. Girl, I was supposed to be like, you guys do what now? You mine. Make it make sense. All right, so they're sleeping. And I make Paldium here because, again, I make my spears. So I make my spears. They have not been doing well when it comes to transporting. 100%. But now I'm gonna listen. Excuse me. Thank you. Now I'm going to get into breeding a bit more simply and only to upgrade my, because